guys, welcome to Mi Casita again. I hope that you are all doing great today. You know what? This morning I woke up a little thoughtful. Do you remember what that word means? It means thinking about the needs of others and wanting to do something else to help out. So, since you all know that with all this situation of the coronavirus, we've been staying home, and that's a way for us to help others. But I was thinking, is there anything else that I can do? And because of all those thoughts that were going through my mind, which are actually good thoughts because they are putting me on the green side. And it's just because I might not have a lot of energy, but they are pleasant because I want to find a way to help. So I am staying positive and thinking that there's some ways that I can help. So with it, or while during the time that I was thinking about that, I was like, you know what? Then I have a special book for my friends today. I have this book. It's called Extra Yarn. And Extra Yarn is a special book about a girl who found something, and she's being thoughtful of everyone else. She is wanting to use what she have found to help others. So she's not just thinking about herself, but she's thinking of ways to help others as well. So what I want you to do is, besides hearing or commenting about the characters, the setting, and the plot, as we have been doing all week long, I also want you to tell me, how is she showing that thoughtfulness? What is she doing to help others understand or see that she she's being thoughtful? And we now need to know, or we, as we read the story, I should say, I want you to focus on her name or the name of other characters. I want you to tell me what's the setting. And when I am pointing to setting, I want to tell you though that not in every book it's going to be specific and say this is where they're at. Because yesterday on the book Abuela that we read, it didn't say that it was New York City, but because we have some knowledge about what things we might find in New York City, then we could have assumed that it was happening there. So keep in mind, use those eagle eyes to tell me what, when, and where it's happening. So the pictures are a very good source to tell us, as we've been learning in reading and writing, that using pictures help others understand what the story is about. So we're going to use it today for us to figure it out, what time of the year, when is it happening, where is happening. And then don't forget all about the plot. The plot will tell you the beginning of the story, what's happening in the beginning, what happens in the middle, and then what happens last. Keep in mind, and I don't know if you have noticed already, but in the beginning is usually an introduction of the character. So usually when we talk about the plot, we're introducing the character in the beginning. Then in the middle, we're presenting all the situations and how they're building up. What is the problem that it's building up? And lastly, we then discuss the solution to that problem. So keep that in mind as we read the story, Extra Yarn. And I hope that you can be thoughtful, just like I've been feeling today, and our character is feeling as well. So Extra Yarn by Mac Barnett. So once again, Extra Yarn by Mac Barnett. On a cold afternoon in a cold little town where everywhere you look was either the white of snow or the black of soot from chimneys, Annabelle found a box filled with yarn of every color. So now we have a name. Her name is Annabelle, and she found a box filled with yarn of every color. Now take a look, and it says that everything was either white in the town or black because of the soot from chimneys. I wonder what the soot can be if it says that from the chimneys. What comes out of a chimney? When do we use a chimney? Why do we use it for? What's the purpose of it? So keep that in mind, because that's what's going to help you understand the when and where of the story. So now we have a character, then we can look at the pictures. What time of the year? Take a look at the tree. What's happening? What is the tree telling you? In what time of the year is it you can find a tree that looks like that one? See how the pictures are the ones that help us know the setting, or sometimes those pictures help us understand better what the setting is. So she went home and knit herself a sweater. And when Annabelle was done, she had some extra yarn. So she knit a sweater for Mars too. Oh, the puppy has a name. His name is Mars. But there was still extra yarn. Look at that. From her sweater, there is a string right here that connects to Mars' sweater. That's being the leash right there. And when Annabelle and Mars went for a walk, Nate pointed and left and said, "You two look ridiculous." "You're just jealous," said Annabelle. "No, I'm not," said Nate. Take a look at that picture right there. He is laughing at her just because she has something different. Would that be kind? Will he be actually jealous? When we talk about jealous, we talk about fear of losing someone, or like losing someone that we love, like having that person be replaced. Actually, what I think they meant was envy, because when you envy something, you want something that someone else have. And is that a nice feeling? Where would you put it? Would you put it in the green, on the yellow, on the red, or the blue? Where would you put it if you're envying? Look, he even said it. He even said, "No, I'm not." And look at his face right there. His face can tell you if he's on the blue or if he is on the red. Envy is not a nice feeling. Now he's saying that he's not. But it turned out he was. And even after she'd made a sweater for Nate and his dog, and for herself, and for Mars, she still had extra yarn. Look at that. The extra yarn is going everywhere. At school, Annabelle's classmates could not stop talking about her sweater. "Quiet!" shouted Mr. Norman. "Quiet, everyone! Annabelle, that sweater of yours is a terrible distraction. I cannot teach with everyone turning around to look at you." "Then, I will need one for everyone," Annabelle said, "so they won't have to turn around." "Impossible," said Mr. Norman. "You can't." Is she being thoughtful? Is she saying it in a mean way, in a okay way, or with a happy and positive way? She is saying it in a positive way. She wants to make sure that everybody has what she already has. So she is okay with that. But it turned out she could, and she did, even for Mr. Norman. And when she was done, Annabelle still had some extra yarn. I want you to look in here. Look. All of them are being connected. Do you see the string going everywhere? That's so silly. But I wonder what would be a good theme, since we talked about that last week. What would be a good theme that the pictures tells us? What is something that we can learn from this book already? And just by looking at the pictures. So she needs sweatshirts for her mom and dad, and for Mr. Pendleton and Mrs. Pendleton, and for Dr. Palmer, and for little Louise. She made sweaters for everyone except Mr. Crabtree, who never wore sweatshirts or even long pants, and who would not stand or and who would stand in his shorts with the snow up to his knees. No sweatshirt for me, thanks, said Mr. Crabtree. So she made Mr. Crabtree a hat. And even then, Annabelle still had extra yarn. I wonder what is she gonna make next. She's being kind to everybody. She's trying to make everybody happy. She's making sure that no one feels excluded, because even Mr. Crabtree, he didn't want to wear a sweatshirt, so she didn't make him a sweatshirt, but she made him a hat. So she made sweatshirts for all the dogs and all the cats and for other animals too. Soon Annabelle will run out of yarn. But it turned out she didn't. So Annabelle made sweatshirts for things that didn't even wear sweatshirts. What is something that wouldn't wear a sweatshirt? And she's still making it for them. See how pictures help us understand this story? You are right. Mailboxes, bird feeders, or houses. That's something silly. Take a look at all the houses here. What's happening to that town? What color was the town before? What's happening? Is it getting prettier? Yes, she's turning things around. Now it doesn't look plain and sad anymore. She was being thoughtful, so now she's making things lively. Things began to change in that little town. Let me see if the page will turn here. News spread of this remarkable girl who never ran out of yarn, and people came to visit from around the world to see all the sweatshirts and to shake Annabelle's hand. One day, an archduke who was very fond of clothes. What does fond means? It says, let me read it again. One day, an archduke who was very fond of clothes. He really liked them. He was very attached. It's something that he really appreciated a lot. So he sailed across the sea and demanded to see Annabelle. Oh, those are strong words. Demanded. He didn't ask politely. When you demand something, you want it and you want it now. Is that something kind? Is that how we're supposed to ask for things? Are we supposed to demand things? I don't know what's going to happen here. Little girl, said the Archduke, I would like to buy that miraculous box of yarn, and I am willing to offer you $1 million. $1 million? What do you think she's going to do? Would you sell it for $1 million? Let's see what she did. No, thank you, said Annabelle, who was knitting a sweater for a pickup truck. The Archduke's mustache twitched. $2 million, he said. Annabelle shook her head. No, thanks. $10 million, shouted the Archduke. Take it or leave it. What do you think she's going to do? $10 million. What would you do with $10 million? That is a lot of money right there. Leave it, said Annabelle. I won't sell the yarn. And she didn't. Wait a second. What do you think the problem will be here? No, he wants it. She's saying, I am not selling it. What do you think will happen next? Think about that. Whew. Oh, what time of the day is it? How do you know it's nighttime? Yes, it's dark. It's dark out, and I can see some light coming from the house. So we turn our lights on if we can't see something because it's dark. So it is the nighttime. So that night, the Archduke hired 3 robbers to break into Annabelle's house, and they stole the box and took it to the Archduke, who set off across the snow and sailed over the sea. Oh no! How do you think Annabelle is going to feel now? He sailed back to his castle. The Archduke put on his favorite song and sat in his best chair. Then he took out the box and he lifted its lid and he looked inside. What was inside Annabelle's box? Yes, there was a yarn. So what do you think is he gonna find? Let's find out. Take a look at that. His mustache quivered, it shivered, it trembled. The Archduke hurled the box out the window, pew, and shouted, "Little girl, I curse you with my family's curse. You will never be happy again." Why was he so mad? What is the picture telling you? What did he find inside the yarn box? Yes, there was nothing. It was empty. Was that a magic box that will only work with Annabelle? Why do you think? The Archduke was thinking about himself. He wanted things for himself, but Annabelle wanted things for others. Yes, she was thinking, she was being thoughtful. All she wanted to do was make others happy. So he cursed her, but let's see what happened here. What? But look, the box got into a floating ice. Now it's traveling all the way. Where do you think it's gonna land? Where would it dock? Because it's in the water. Who's this girl right there? Yes, look at her. She's getting it back. It came all the way back to Annabelle's town to her. And, will she be able to knit something again? I don't know. We have to see. But these pages today are being so stuck together. And I don't know if it's because of the cold out there, but my fingers are not working so good today to turn these pages. But it turned out she was happy. She was still knitting. Look, she even knit a switcher for the tree. That's silly now. That is something silly. And the cat and all the animals around. And that is the end. I hope you enjoyed this story. Remember to be thoughtful today. In what ways was she being thoughtful in our story? Don't forget to leave your comments and tell me who are the characters in our story, the main characters. If there was someone else there, you write those names down. Let me know the setting, the when, and the where. If you have any ideas, and then tell me what happened in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. And don't forget, how was she being thoughtful? What was she doing that she was showing others or thinking actually about how to help others? Because when you're being thoughtful, everything is happening right here. I want to think on ways to make others feel happy and better. I will see you soon. I miss you all so much, but I hope that you're all staying safe at home. And if we all do this and stay home, nobody goes out, we will be able to be back at school sooner. Bye. I miss you all.